up, world? Back again with another video. You know what I mean? I'm back. It's been a little minute. It ain't been that long. I've been putting out a couple of little shorts and whatnot, but I haven't really put out actual video in a while, so I guess I am kind of back. But everything is good. All is well. You know, I got to get accustomed to this new job and stuff, and get my little routine together, things like that. So, you know, I really haven't had the time to actually put out a video to discuss anything or even reveal where I'm working at now. You know what I mean? So that video is going to come soon. Right now, I want to talk about McElroy because I'm still getting comments about McElroy from my previous videos. And if y'all haven't done so already, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button, go back, watch some of my previous videos, leave a comment, tell me how you feel about them. So, one of the main comments was, since you don't work there, how much will you really get paid? So, let me get into that. Let's talk about the pay at McElroy. But, first and foremost, I want to just let everybody know that I have no issue with McElroy. McElroy was good to me. I mean, I don't know how they doing other people, or, you know, I've watched other videos about drivers that worked at McElroy, and, you know, they weren't as positive as my videos. But shoot, I ain't got no issue with McElroy. They always pay me on time, and, you know, things like that. So shoot, I really can't complain about McElroy. I no longer work at McElroy, obviously, and I'm not planning on going back either. You know what I'm saying? I did try. They didn't want me back, but at this point, you know, I would never go back to McElroy ever. So, not saying that they're a bad company, because, like I just stated, they're not a bad company, but I would never go back to McElroy. So, let's talk about the pay. So the pay, so you get, I want to say, for orientation, I believe you get $750 for orientation, just that orientation week. I want to say you get $750. So, boom, you get $750 that orientation week. You get through orientation, and then you go into your 4 weeks of training with your 4 weeks of training with your trainer. So, you know what I mean, you're on the truck for 4 weeks. Mind you, you get weekends off. So they'll partner you up with a trainer, and depending on where you're located at in Texas, because I was based out of Texas, depending on where you located at in Texas, they're going to try to match a trainer that's close to your city or your county, whatever the case may be. For example, for me, they couldn't find nobody. They didn't have a trainer that was based out of Houston, so I had to drive to San Antonio. So with me driving to San Antonio, they gave me an extra $200 on top of the $750. So instead of me getting $750 a week for the 4 weeks of training, I got $950 a week because I had to drive over 200 miles, if I'm not mistaken. So I got $950 a week. But if you don't have to drive more than 200 miles, then you just get $750 a week. You know what I'm saying? So I got $950 a week for the 4 weeks of training, and after that, I got my own truck. So with McElroy, they pay, I want to say they pay like the percentage of the load. I don't really know how they break down that percentage, but, and that was one thing thing that I never understood. You know what I mean? Even when I asked and they explained to me, I never understood the pay breakdown for the loads, because you don't get paid per mile, or you do get paid per mile, but that's empty miles. That's when you get paid per mile. But as far as the load goes, you just get like a percentage. So the pay is kind of, I don't know. Pay is kind of, to me, and I'm speaking just for myself, the pay was confusing to me because I wasn't sure on how they went about paying the percentage per load. And the miles that you drive to get there, I'm not sure if they calculate that into the pay or however they do it, but the pay is kind of like weird. So you want to get as many loads as possible, but it's not up to you. It's up to the planner, and it's up to your dispatch, mainly your planner, because you know they plan your route out for the week. You know what I mean? So it all depends on your planner. So I'm not sure if they go off of performance, like, all right, you've been doing good, and so this week, you did good this week, so next week we're going to get you routed here, there, and there. I'm not sure if they go by that, or they just go off of where your home base is at, because I know a lot of times, as I'm pretty sure y'all seen on my previous videos, I was going to Viter every week, sometimes twice a week. You know what I mean? But I'm in Houston, Viter, Beaumont, that's just straight down I-10, and then you're there. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's kind of how they did it for me. But I know a lot of people, they were going to other places, or they went to other loads, whatever the case may be, because of how close that was to their home. So I think they go off of that. But as far as the routes and stuff, you never know where you're gonna go every week. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like, well, at least for me, I knew I was gonna go to Viter, but you never know where you're gonna go. But let's get into the pay. So, like I said, I didn't understand the pay, but the pay it wasn't bad, but it wasn't the best, and it wasn't consistent. I know I mentioned that before in my previous videos talking about the pay at McElroy, but this time I can give y'all examples. I don't have any pay stubs, and I don't even know my login to even check my pay stubs or whatever the case may be. So y'all just gonna have to go off of what I tell y'all, because I can't show y'all the example or anything like that. But I'm not gonna lie to y'all, so I have no reason to lie. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not getting nothing out of it, and I'm here to help y'all out. So yeah, my first check, I remember my first check was like $1,100. You know what I mean? $1,100, which is cool. So I'm like, yeah, this is what's up. So you'll have weeks where you get in like 11 to 1,300. But then, like I said, it's not consistent. You'll have your weeks where you're only getting like $800. You know what I mean? You'll have your weeks where you only get $900, things like that. So, man, the pay just wasn't as consistent as someone would want it to be, especially for a company like that, because like I say, it's a really good company. So for them to be really good and to treat the drivers with respect and, you know, do right by their drivers, I hear it all the time from, I used to hear it all the time from, you know, drivers that was at the company. It's just like, damn, bro, like, this is a company that, you know, you can retire from, but at the same time, the pay isn't consistent enough to stick around. And I feel like that's why they turnaround is so high, because of the consistency when it comes to the loads and the work. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of the drivers that I was speaking with, you know, they had families. So for me, I don't have my own family as far as like having kids and a wife, you know, things like that. So yeah, I'm complaining about how inconsistent the work is and the pay, but at the same time, like, it's only affecting me. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, this week I can't do this. You know what I mean? Damn, this week I can't buy this. You know what I mean? So it's only affecting me. But for someone to have a family and kids, like, now you messing around with their kids and their wife, and, you know, y'all know the saying, happy wife, happy life. You know what I mean? Things like that. So when things like that are happening, then that's when people are, you know, a bit upset, and they are a bit on the edge. You know what I'm saying? So that's my biggest thing when it comes to the pay, is the inconsistency. You know what I mean? When it's good, it's good, but when it's not, whew, Lord, it is not good. You know what I'm saying? So the inconsistency is where a lot of people draw the line at, because, like I said, they're messing with people, you know, livelihood. So yeah, so every week it was different, and then you know, the breakdown pay was good. I think you get like $150 for breakdown, and then layover pay is around the same, like $150. So that's really good too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I give them that. Like, when it comes down to the breakdown and layover, because I want to say the company I'm with right now, layover is like $75, and I'm like, damn, bro, I'm so used to getting like $150 or $100, whatever the case it may be. I know McElroy is more than the company that I'm with right now when it comes to layover pay. So I'm like, damn, man. So, but with this company, is not a lot of layover, because I want to say I was like laid over like the first couple of weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like, at McElroy, you feel me? So we're here. The company I'm at right now, where I'm at now, is not a lot of layover. But then again, I did start like in March, so, you know, the lows are starting to pick up. You know, who knows how it is, you know what I'm saying, November, December. So and I do understand with a lot of these companies, you know, that's when things get a bit tricky. You know what I mean? Get colder. You know, a lot of companies, you know, they may go to cities and states where it snows, you know, so the weather is pretty bad during the winter. So I can understand when, you know, why lows are inconsistent, you know what I mean? And I did start at McElroy in August. So like I said, but like I said before, like, you know what I mean, I started in August. It's supposed to be good right in August and September and stuff, October, and then it started getting tricky November, December. But, you know, I was still getting laid over in August and September. So, you know what I mean, I really can't give them that excuse, you know what I mean? So layover pay is good, breakdown pay is good, and then they have great mechanics at McElroy, where, you know, they're gonna get you in and out as fast as possible. I said, the staff is A1. You know what I'm saying? Like, the company is A1. And this video is solely talking about the pay. I have nothing negative to say about anything. Even the pay, really, I don't really have nothing negative to say about the pay. It just isn't consistent. You know what I'm saying? But like I did mention, you know, I did start at a tricky time. You know what I mean? So it's getting closer to winter when I started, and then I left during winter. So you know what I'm saying? Like during that time, it is a bit tricky. So you know, I couldn't give you. If I stayed a year, I could probably tell y'all about, you know, April, May, June, July. You know what I mean? But I didn't stay during those months, and I wasn't hired during those months, so I really couldn't tell you. But I'm pretty sure, because every company around that time picks up. So I'm pretty sure McElroy picks up around that time too. But you know, I can only go off of my experience. So my experience, it was inconsistent. But that's pretty much it. The numbers, like excuse me. The numbers, like I said, you're gonna average probably around 11 to 1400. I'll say 11 to 1400. I know there's some drivers that get more than that, but they were based out of different states. So I talked to drivers that were based out of Alabama and based out of Louisiana, and they get those long routes because of where they at. So they looking at even more than 1400. I'm like, damn, y'all out here doing good. But for me, I was out of Houston, and you know how they scheduled me and how they routed me, you know, that was my average. I think I seen over 1300 a handful of times. Not that many times though. Not that many times at all. And then you gotta take in consideration, I was getting tuition reimbursement. So every first of the month, I used to always look forward to the first of the month, because the first week of the month, I get that $250 on top of my paycheck, and that used to be love. Like, oh, I'm already knowing first of the month, here we go. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting extra $250 for my tuition reimbursement. So that was cool. And then McElroy do tuition reimbursement, so that's love too. So you feel me? So a lot of positive about McElroy, but at the same time, we just need that consistency when it comes to those lows. That's pretty much it. And we all good after that. You know what I mean? And I'm protesting for my homies that's still at McElroy. Make sure y'all get my boys right. Make sure y'all giving them consistent loads. Make sure they able to provide for their family like they want to. So yeah, y'all stay on top of that, man. Y'all get more contracts and make sure these drivers are rolling every day. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what they need. And that's going to be good for them, because like I said, there's nothing else bad about that company. That company is fantastic. You know, the staff is fantastic. They do a good job at hiring high character drivers. I never ran into a driver that, you know, I had any issues with or was out here causing any issues. So they hire good people. So they got a sense of high character people. You know what I mean? They know how to pick and choose people. Obviously, they chose me. So, you know, they hire good people. And like I said, the staff is good. Everything is good. But yeah, that's how I'm gonna end this video. Just kind of wanted to talk about the pay, what y'all should look forward to when y'all going to McElroy, and give y'all a reason why you should start working at McElroy. A very good job, fresh out of CDL school. If you want to, you know, start there experience, like that's the perfect job to get your experience, especially since it's flatbed. You know what I mean? Flatbed, that is a skill in itself when it comes to CDL. Like, yeah, you get your CDL, that means you just know how to drive a truck and trailer. But when you get your CDL and then you get that flatbed experience, now that puts you in a different ball game. Like, that puts you in a different. So you got over the road experience in flatbed. Yeah, you good. You good. You can go. You can work there for a few years, and you know, if you want to move forward and go somewhere else, you got that experience. Or you know what I mean? Like I said, it's a good company that, you know, I see a lot of people that been there for years that are still sticking around. So, you know, you can do your thing at McElroy. So I'm gonna leave y'all with that. I appreciate y'all watching, and I appreciate y'all you know, sticking by me, you know what I'm saying, during these times. Because like I said, I'm just trying to get accustomed to this new job and stuff. And my next video, I will talk about my new job and where I'm working at and revealing where I'm at, you know what I'm saying? So until next time, as always, I need y'all to keep trucking, stay safe, and utilize your gifts.